All right, so next up, the Ravens obviously lost to the Bills in the playoffs this past season, and John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson. Clearly, the Ravens are a good team, but we haven't been able to see them break through in the playoffs or even really look like they're going to break through in the playoffs. So Lamar's coming up on time for a new deal, time to get a contract above his rookie deal and extend him to stay in Baltimore. But what kind of money are you looking at giving Lamar Jackson after two playoff runs with not a whole lot to show for it? Obviously, the player himself is amazing. He's an MVP player. He can get it done on the only player to ever, only quarterback to ever have two back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons, or just two in general. So I'm not hating on Lamar as a player, but from a roster construction point of view, from a what we've seen from you point of view, and from a durability point of view, I'm not sure I'm going to give Lamar Jackson, the anything close to Mahomes money. Well, that's to start. But even Deshaun Watson money, I mean, I'm pretty sure Watson's on a 5-year 120, which doesn't even sound. Actually, no, that's not even accurate. I'm pretty sure Watson's on like a 5-year 170, because Lamar needs to be on a nice deal, but I don't know about pocket passer contracts versus Lamar and how he plays. So I don't know. I may stand out here, but I'm not itching to give Lamar 150 million over the next 4 years or 5 years. So
The issue is Lamar Jackson needs to be paid and treated like a running back in terms of these running backs don't get the long term deals because they know how quickly they come and go. And I'm afraid that the Ravens are going to treat Lamar and he's going to be asking for that, like you said, pocket passer, quarterback money, guys that are going to play for you for 10, like for 10, 15 years.
mhm.
I don't see Lamar lasting that long. Like the talent that he brings is because of how young and fucking fast he is. I don't think that'll like obviously he's always gonna be that speedy self, but I really think that he's the type of player that can be injury prone and I mean can he throw the ball? Like I've been so unimpressed with his passing ability and I know he's the greatest
He
running
won an
quarterback.
MVP not just because he ran. I can't agree with you on the criticism of him throwing the ball. I think he's a great quarterback for what it's worth, but I agree he's not the pocket passer that even Deshaun Watson can do downfield.
I'd rather have Josh Allen as my quarterback. Like also looking at what he's done in the playoffs, it's just embarrassing. Like he hasn't been stepping up. Yeah, like he's throwing the ball nicely during the regular season. I mean, he couldn't do shit against the Bills last week.
I think
And
it's coaching in the playoffs. He did. Yeah, he got shut down by the Bills, but he willed them to a win over the Titans. That 60-yard touchdown run was amazing. And I think Lamar isn't even the problem in Baltimore. I really think that there's both a coaching concern and well, I guess he's sort of the problem because you can game plan for him better than you can a guy like Mahomes or Brady that can just put the ball in the receiver's hands, 50, 60 downfield. So
he threw for 180 passing yards per game this year. And let's see, he ran for where is
67.
this? All right, I can't find. He ran for 67. Wow, that was impressive. It was 67 rush yards per game.
That's
Um, that's crazy. I just think that it's kind of the NFL is shifting in terms of like quarterbacks are. It's more common to see these running quarterbacks who can take over games with their legs more than their arms. But I don't think it's winning Super Bowls. I don't think that Lamar Jackson will win a Super Bowl. And as the Ravens organization kind of looking towards the future, you have to be a little cautious of is this going to last? Like, is this Lamar magic really going to last? Or is it kind of was that MVP season somewhat of a fluke? And is he really going to be able to keep up this running and just not having the greatest arm? Like, is that really what's going to
that
work
would
long
truly
term?
be a Madden curse if something happens to him. But Lamar Jackson, imagine a world where both Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson get traded. in the offseason. I mean, that would just be loopy.
They won't trade him. I really don't think they'd trade him. I think it's more about being cautious with the contract that they give him. I think he's in Baltimore to stay for now, but they can't, like, they'd be idiots if they give him the Patrick Mahomes contract.
I mean, a 3 year
And
deal would be better than a 5 year deal, and if I'm the GM in Baltimore, but I think building it with injury protections is going to be perhaps something they fight over, of how much injury protections Baltimore as a team
yeah,
gets built in there, because I think it's going to be on their minds. Even though we do have to say he has not been injury prone so far in his career. He's been healthy, he's stayed healthy, but it's about those
yeah,
rare
until the last few weeks of the season where he came out in two of their games
yeah.
in
Trace
crunch time. He came
McSorley.
out in crunch time in two of their games due to injury.
That was just to give Trace McSorley the internet fame he needed.
Yeah, I mean the first time he just
Lamar
didn't
had
take a
to take a
shit.
poop, remember? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean yesterday this past game against the Bills, I don't even really know what happened. It was kind of mysterious. He just ended up heading to the locker
I
room,
think he got concussed.
and Lamar Jackson lookalike, the clone came out and took over.
Well, maybe they should give him a new contract. What's his name? Huntley?
Yeah, I thought Lamar was just out there. He switched jerseys.
Resign Huntley, 5 years, 80 mil, backup contract. All right. Well, I mean, I think we're sort of in agreement. We got to be careful going into a Lamar Jackson deal, but he's worth being your franchise quarterback. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely worth being the franchise QB. It's just a matter of how many years that's really realistic.
And that's on John Harbaugh.
Yes.